Hello, everyone. This is Mark, Secretary of the Pepperidge Farm Owners Association of America. Over the past few months, our team has spoken with many of you and some of your lawyers. One question that we receive when speaking with lawyers is, do you have any empirical evidence that club stores are more profitable than other accounts? While the association is looking at hiring an economist to weigh in on the subject, we have devised a way for you to create your own empirical data. We created a spreadsheet for you to demonstrate to an arbiter that club stores are much more profitable on a dollar per hour basis, at least 4 times more profitable compared to other accounts in your territory. This spreadsheet will track sales and time spent at accounts and will calculate commissions and dollar per hour gross profit. As stated in a recent video, home values in any given area can greatly differ in price even if they have the same specifications. For example, 3 bedroom, 2,500 square feet, 2 bath. We assert that club stores offer exceptional value to the distributor and should be sold at a much higher price than other accounts. Okay, let's get started. When you open up your spreadsheet, you will see that we have many tabs. This is the master tab that it should default to. What you're going to do on this tab is very simple. You're just going to go ahead and input your accounts. This shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes to fill out. And so on and so forth. Now up here, you're just going to be doing your grocery stores and any C stores. Down here, you would want to put your club store. And that is pretty much it for the master sheet. Now what we'll see is when we go over to the following sheets, that the items that we typed in are already there. So this is for week 1, 2, 3, and so on. So let's go back to week 1. What you're going to do right here is enter a start date. I recommend that you put in a Monday as a start date. So let's put in 3/19/18. Now, as you can see, week 1 now is all populated out. If I go over to week 2, that's all set. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, I arranged this spreadsheet where you cannot go in and accidentally type over anything that you're not supposed to. So pretty much it's going to be the white areas and you will be set. So let's go here with the commissions, and let's say if we put in $100, we know that $100 yields a $20 commission. From there, we would put in time worked. So let's say that this took us 1 hour, just to keep the math simple. Then we would know that we are making $20 an hour. I will get back to club stores in a minute here. But as you can see, the only spot where you can actually type would be the field C7 through 194, and then further on down when it comes to time worked, C70 to I-95. And then if you have any club stores. So let's say that I took a look at my settlement statement and I saw that my BJ's number 6 brought in $186 even. And because I stop into my BJ's weekly to make sure that everything is there and there are no issues, it only takes me about 15 minutes. So for the time, 15 minutes would equate to 0.25. So we just came up with a dollar figure of $744 an hour. Now let's go ahead and actually take a look at one that is already set up. Okay, with this distributor, he has all of his accounts in here, except for Friday. So let me show you how or where these numbers came from. Each day, what this distributor was doing from the handheld was printing up a a daily recap. So here, we're just going to go ahead and insert all of these numbers. So let's do that so you can see this. Now, the first store that we have on the list was this Wegmans. And you put in 372.19 plus 199.8. You had another Wegmans that was 574, 159.84. Whoops. Let's go ahead and fix that. 574.74, 159.84. He also was at a Tops today for 262.62. And then he was also at a Target for 676.31. So we see the 4 stores. He did a total of, whoops, there we go. Forgot to put the plus there. He did a total of 22.45.50. Now in this screen, which we cannot touch, we know that that's a profit of 449.10. Now for time worked. Now time worked can be done several different ways. One thing that we did include on the spreadsheet, it's the very last tab. So let me go back here and show it to you. This tab here. This tab, if you wanted to handwrite it on how long something took you, that's fine, or there's another way as well. So this distributor went ahead and figured everything out. The easiest way is to take how many minutes that you were at a store and divide by 60. And therefore, you will see a lot of decimal points. Now, what he did on Friday is he actually went ahead and just keyed in the time that he arrived and the time that he left. It really doesn't matter. You just need something to track, which can be filled out later. Okay, so looking at the sheet, we see that he was at this store for 37 minutes. So to put it in, plus 37 divided by 60. At Target, he was there 79 minutes. At this account, 41 minutes. And it's very important if you're using Excel that you start everything off with the plus. At this account, 61 minutes. And then the last account, 70 minutes. Now what you can see here is when we took a look at the other recap here, we saw that there was 4 stores. Yet this distributor is accounting for 5 stores because he went to this store just to either work back stock or to do something else, talk with a manager. But that is still something that you want to track. Now, as a side note, if you are a distributor who has somebody who is helping you, you need to make sure that you are tracking both people's time spent at the store and then adding it together to get a true assessment. So here, once we put all this in, again, I'll scroll back up to the top. We had the $22.45 for the day, brought in $449. Time spent was 4.8 hours. And we can calculate on each account how much per hour. Then likewise, over here in this final column, it will tabulate for the week. Now, as mentioned earlier on the settlement statement, there was a $166 commission for a club store. We just popped in, made sure everything was all set, checked in with the management, and that $166 for that 15 minutes would equate to $666.96 per hour. As mentioned earlier, you can go ahead and get this information from the ticket recap, and if you don't have your ticket recap, you can always go on pf-distributor.com and pull the data off of their website. But let's take a look here. So here I showed you that is handwritten. Now for those who have smartphones, we know that smartphones can track our location. What you would need to do is, for this distributor, he used Google Maps. Once you sign into your Google account, you will just click on the little box up here, click on Maps. Then click on this menu over here and go down to your timeline. This is nice, but it's also kind of scary. So let's take a look at where this distributor was today. You can see that at 5:28 to 5:39, he was at the Pepperidge Farm Depot, drove for 10 miles by the time he hit his first store, 5:58 to 6:59, so on and so forth. One of the benefits of doing this is you don't have to worry about the time that you're spending or trying to remember to write down the time spent at each store. This really just kind of takes the guesswork out of everything. But if you're not comfortable with either being tracked by your phone or you don't have a smartphone, there's nothing wrong with handwriting, just as long as you have the data that you can go ahead and put in here. So this is the completion for the first week. We see that average grocery store dollar per hour was $94.56. What we can see is that some of the stores are more profitable than others. So even though we had the club store down here at almost $667 an hour, we can see that some of our stores were not profitable this week. Some were really not profitable at $39 an hour. But then you had some of your Wegmans, which were much more profitable. Likewise, club stores, of course, would be the most profitable. And what this distributor is then going to do come next week, same thing. And once that he has completed all 6 weeks, when he goes back to the master, everything will be tabulated here. You don't have to worry about anything. So that makes it real nice. For here, as I explained earlier, what you're going to want to do if you want to use this sheet, just go ahead and print it out. To print it out, easy as that. And now you have something for next week. That will conclude this portion for now, and can't wait to see everyone in Vegas. If you have any questions, please reach out to the association at teampoaa.org.